Okay, so could you tell us about, we're talking about trends. So give us like a few main trends that you discuss in the book.
Oh, well, where do we start? I mean, as I said up front,
Your favorites. Let's start with your favorite trends.
exactly, there are 30 chapters in the book. So, but I think that the chapters that I'm most excited about or most proud about, if you like, are the ones where I think, and as I said earlier, Rohit's previous books were called the Non-Obvious Trend series. So ones where we're able to take a topic that many people will be familiar with, but give it a new spin and a new insight that maybe they haven't thought about. These are my favorite chapters. So one that I really enjoy talking to people about, because I think it challenges so many of our base assumptions, is the rise of the chapter is called Unnaturally Better, and it looks at the rise of kind of synthetic biology and to create products that are more sustainable and more ethical. So often in food and fashion, but there are examples in other parts of the consumer arena as well. But you think about, so this is cultivated meat and lab-grown diamonds and all of these things, right, which many of your listeners will be aware exist. One of the things we did is when we looked at this and we were talking, we said this is actually really interesting, because if you think about the last 40 or 50 years, let's say, from a rise of Whole Foods, and you think about the artisan fashion houses of Italy, right? Natural is the status symbol. We intuitively believe that synthetic is lower quality, right? In terms, it lasts forever. It's often fossil fuel based, right? It's become, no one celebrates how synthetic their products are these days. But actually, that could be about to fundamentally change, because, as I said, if you think about meat, lab-grown meat potentially is cleaner. The supply chain is infinitely shorter. Less disease, less issues with worker rights, etc., right? Environmental footprint is much lower. As you say, think about lab-grown diamonds. Think about this as lab-grown leather. All of these synthetic products. And what does it do to, if you like, our perception of value, right? Our perception of, and ultimately our search for status, if actually the natural product, starts to become the one that we kind of instinctively go, oh wow, I can't believe you're kind of doing that.
Like
So I think
fur.
that's
Like
a
we
really,
had that with fur.
of course, yeah,
The same thing.
yeah,
Yeah, people was like in like I can tell that my grandmother came from Romania a few years back to Israel, and she had a few leather coats. And I have to say, first, what would you do that with them in Israel? That's a good question. The second would be like, really? This is
yeah.
what you have? And I remember myself as a kid, I really always loved animals, and today it's like something that is very close to my heart. And now it's like unconceivable. Like, what? I don't know who buys fur, right?
No, but I think one of the really interesting things just on that specifically is a lot of the the vegan leathers and the vegan furs. Most of them, if you dig into it, are just actually plastic based essentially, right? So they're fossil fuel based. So there's a lot of conversation amongst environmentalists that actually is kind of the worst thing, right? They might be ethically better, and so I think there is a huge opportunity, if you like,